Over and out. Those are the two words that this brother has to describe the Lions. Overconfident, outplayed, outcoached, outclassed. And if it was playoff time, they are on the outside looking in, except maybe for the crossover. Let's deliberate. Let's definitely commiserate next on the Three Down Bros. Leo's Legion, your Three Down Bros, Arthur, Roland, and Greg here after a horrific, embarrassing, disappointing, dare I say, shameful loss at home. On the road for three, finally coming home to a decent crowd, and you crap the bed, lay an egg, whatever you want to call it. The score flattered the effort, definitely. But man, I tell you, those Lions were not ready to play. High level thoughts to kick off the show with Roland.
All right, guys. If you're joining us online, man, what a sad, disappointing game. Let us know your thoughts. I see that some of you are already posting. Let's go through some. Captain Buttershirt says good evening. Hey, good evening, Captain Buttershirt. Hasrelai says here we go. Yes. Um, Blake says if I see one more 12-yard out and DB 4 yards away from it, I'm going to lose it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Says,
Uh-huh.
agree, Blake. Blake says 6 points flattered the line significantly. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. I mean, that was garbage time. So, anyway, keep the thoughts going. Tonight we're going to be just talking about what went wrong, what could have gone better. So my high level thoughts was that we were like what Greg said. We were not ready. You saw from the very beginning the Rough Riders came out and they were hungry. They got a big lead and we couldn't dig ourselves out of that hole. We were making mistakes. We were losing one-on-one battles on both sides of the ball. Our best players were not having their best performance. So, yeah, it's gonna be a rough night tonight for our discussions. Blake says 88's gonna run roughshod next week.
Oh yeah.
And Blake says everything. But everything could have gone better. Eberhardt was the only good thing in the game. Yeah, for sure. Jeanette says workhorse off. Yeah, he was.
That's a good word for it.
Captain Buttershirt says Coach B didn't seem to make any changes to pass defense. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Arthur, your high level thoughts.
Well, we lost another season series to another Western contender. So I am not liking the way this is going. It's been a tough schedule. No bye yet. Tough schedule. But I thought they would show better. But I thought yesterday's game should have been a win. So yeah, it's disappointing. Tigers are coming for us, that's for sure.
They are.
And they look like they're gonna they're gonna roast us deep. But it's the defense just needed to make stops in that first quarter. Dug ourselves a hole, took away Buck's game plan.
Yeah.
To try to run, get that time of possession advantage. But you're down 17-1. Losing the turnover battle. And then your best players have to be your best players, and ours were not.
Exactly.
And theirs were. Harris was. Tip my hat. He was on fire.
Yeah. Blake says, "Can someone please?" I know. I was so upset. The TD and the play before that too. So the pass right before that TD, I think it was Peters that was beat as well on the right side. So
On a second and long, I think.
yeah, so he's definitely not producing where he's supposed to be. So he's not the only one. So many were, like Farhan in his Farhan cast said, every single one of our DBs, got beat at least once or more. Even the ones that we were pretty high on, like Bolio and they all got beat. So something's not clicking. That's why, what was that was whose comment was that? Captain about it should. Buck didn't seem to make many changes to pass defense. Yeah.
Is he talking Buck or is he talking Benny?
Oh, Benny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny. And Blake agrees. And I agree completely.
But what do you do though? I mean, you can't get pressure on the quarterback. They made a concerted effort to stop Ouellette, right? They held him to 70 some yards on 15 attempts. So he usually running roughshod over us. Western semifinal.
Yeah.
Week 4, he just ran roughshod over us. So we did limit Ouellette.
Yeah,
Well,
we did, yeah.
but then because we're giving up major holes in the secondary, so of course they're going to take those passes, right? Then trying to grind out 5-8 yards on first down, which is still really good. So what do? Like, you have to take away something, and if you're not getting pressure on the quarterback with 4 men, a 4-man rush, then what do you do on that defense?
So, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, the most obvious, what we could see obviously was that the DBs were beat, but they were beat because Harris had all day. Right? He had all day. He was so comfortable. There was very little pressure from the D line. So it's a total team defense team failure.
Is Arthur finished his thoughts?
Okay, yes, Greg, you can.
Well, it was
Okay.
Arthur
Sorry.
/ Roland.
Well, no, I just want to make sure. But before we get into any of this positional stuff, the Riders are coming off a bye, right?
Yes,
The Riders also got beat before that bye, right?
quite badly by Calgary. Yes.
Right. So these guys on this team in this locker room, who I love dearly and I will support to the end. Now, Arthur and I got into a little bit. Like Arthur said, I was a little too harsh because I honestly, from my seat,
Careful, Greg.
these
Careful.
eyes
Careful.
said
Careful.
these guys look disinterested because they did not look ready. And you've heard me say this on 3rd and 1.
No bite for the Riders. They played last week, but they got beat by Calgary.
Okay, but
Bad.
you know they got beat. You know they've beaten you before. You know they're going to be in a bad mood coming in, and you know half the crowd's going to be wearing green. This team, these guys have been playing this game long enough in this league, in this division. I don't care who the coach is. You as a professional athlete better have your ass ready to play that game. It was not time to feel them out. I mean, how easy was it for them to move down the field on their first possession? Where the defense trying to test them out, feel them out, see if we can stop the run, see if everything we called worked. You can't do that. And I will put that squarely on where we got to put it later. But I'm sorry. It was just downright nauseating and gut-wrenching to watch 60 minutes worth of that. Saskatchewan, the cat, us the mouse. Saskatchewan, the hammer, us the nail. Saskatchewan, the pitcher, us the cat. I don't care what you call it, but it was awful. They weren't ready coming out of that gate.
Careful, Greg. Careful. Careful.
They weren't ready. If they were ready, they wouldn't have gotten beat the way they did. If they weren't ready, they wouldn't have gotten outplayed. If they were ready, Farhan, Dustin Nielsen, and all these people out there in the social media world would not be saying the same thing we're saying. Collectively, some players had their bright spots, right? But as a team, collectively, and I'm tight, and that's the coaches all down to the equipment. This team was not ready to play.
Yeah.
Or you're not down 17 hole. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Well, we'll get into that next, but I'm just stopping my high level thoughts there. It's going to go lower and louder.
No, I mean, I hear your passion. I was so upset too, and
So was everybody around us, behind us, in front of us.
I mean,
It was-
yeah.
Sorry.
So, but yeah. Okay, let's
I'm not questioning their heart, though.
That's good, Greg. That's
Just
good.
their preparedness.
Okay. Okay. Good.
That's good. Okay, let's.
We're talking their
let's-
bucknacity. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. I know. Like,
Oh,
so many
heck
things
yeah,
happen.
Blake. Well, we'll get to that. Oh,
All right. So like we have kind of like our tentative agenda, kind of, like what we've done the last few weeks. So let's take a look at that. So we'll try to go through. We'll start talking about what adversity the team faced, and then we'll go into offense, defense, and special teams, and then we'll see how it goes as we go. I mean, if we get derailed a bit because of our heated discussions, that's fine too. All right. So Adversity. I guess let's go with Arthur first. Actually, let's read. Give me 1 second. Greg is gunning for the David Pratt Award. He did.
I don't wear leather pants, Captain Buttershirt, but I appreciate I'll take that as a compliment.
Habs for life says none of the three Special D or O
That's
could
right.
bail each other out. Absolutely.
That's right.
The hole just kept getting bigger. We couldn't dig ourselves
Actually, you know what? I would talk in reference to Habs for Life Point. They couldn't bail each other out. They were digging each other deeper.
Yeah.
Each unit was putting the other unit into a deeper hole.
Yeah.
The total opposite of complementary football. I don't know what that is. If somebody has a word,
Decomplimentary.
is that a word? I like it.
Uncomplimentary or
Okay.
it's probably decomplimentary.
No complimentary pa. Whatever.
All right, Arthur, thoughts on adversity? Did we face any adversity, or was it all self-inflicted?
Well, okay, so you can't really blame the officials this time, and yeah, they probably missed a PI, but they went to the replay center and they ruled it like fair game, fine, whatever. But that was, I mean, you can't really blame the officials this time.
That was
So
the only
that's
one, right?
that was yeah, again. So you can't blame the officials at all. Penalties, actually, they were pretty good. I think only had 4 penalties this game. One crucial one, like it was 3rd and 2 or 3, and they're gonna go for it, and then
3rd and 3.
Then they got a procedure call at home. Maybe there's rowdy Riders fans in one corner of the stadium, but then, okay, well, that's cool. Like that's cool. Yeah, and then they lost their 3rd down chance. But it was a good punt, and then they held them 2 and out. So, again, I think the adversity was just getting down 17-1, and then they come back and they got a touchdown, right? So the offense did enough to keep it within 2 to 3 scores until the end, and then garbage time they made it a 6-point game. Yeah. But it was they didn't handle it well, being like 10-0 right away, right? A 2 and out, they score 7, you fumble the kickoff on the, they score another 3, 10-0 right off the way, Then I think you get that 1-point single on the punt. So it's 10-1, and then they ram it down your throat, 17-1, and then. But they did. The defense. The defense didn't handle adversity well, in my opinion. Yeah. Because then they allowed, from that point, until the fourth quarter, fourth quarter, they kind of they shut it down. But maybe the Riders were just. The next 2 quarters, the defense didn't rise to the adversity, and the offense did a little better. Mind you, from like 1 point to 8 points, they did better, but it was not great. It was not good. They needed an early start.
They needed to keep up with the scoring, and we weren't keeping up with the scoring. We were, giving the ball back to our defense, and so.
Yeah, I mean, Harris was hot, and he was making passes very pinpoint, great accuracy, and Nate missed some throws.
All right.
Maybe their receivers are getting open and ours weren't.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about offense then. What could we have done better on offense? I guess let's go with Greg.
Offensively, oh, that's not what I was keen on. But offensively, we could have. I think number one, I think we should have gone back to if the run was not working, because we only gave, what would you say, we gave Butler 10 touches the whole game?
Yep.
Okay, so I felt, and I don't know, our listener world can kind of chime in, but I felt the quick passing game, the short quick passes, were what set up the run against Edmonton. Now, Edmonton's defense, of course, is not the Riders' defense, but the psyche is still the same, because again, the Riders came in to stop the run because of what Butler did the week prior. So I think the quick passing game might have gotten work into a rhythm. And yes, those DBs were on us tight. I mean, again, we're giving a cushion, and yeah, they're taking advantage of that cushion. We weren't getting a cushion. We weren't getting any breathing room. But my again, hindsight being what it is, You throw those quick passes, you might get a PI call because those DBs are right there. They might smack you. You might get a contact on a receiver penalty. I don't know, but they didn't try that quick one step, two step drop, fire it out for enough for me. They kept going to the run, and we were in second and long. I think we talked about this amongst ourselves at the game. We were in second and long pretty much all night.
Yeah, because our runs, Butler was getting 1-2 yards.
Yeah, and then now we're not getting our receivers aren't getting open past 8 because Nate's getting a little bit of pressure. So then maybe as an OC, Buck, you move the pocket. I don't know, but the pocket wasn't moving. When we moved the pocket, we had success. But then Nate's throws, when we had the open receiver, Nate was off. When the receivers weren't open, right, Nate was on, but then the receivers are getting tackled right away. And you could tell right from the first offensive series we had, Saskatchewan was a lot more physical on defense than we were.
Yeah.
And again, we had time to close on some of those passes, and we just weren't. They didn't. But again, that's D. But offensively, yeah, we didn't have that same. It didn't look like the same attack plan that we did in Edmonton.
Now, in the post game interviews, Farhan did talk ask both Rourke and Buck, and one point he said, we didn't do the short passes like you said because it seemed like Saskatchewan took that away from us. So maybe their defense schemed that based on what they saw, how we played last week. So they took that away from us. They were giving us the longer passes, but then Rourke was off, right? All those high balls. And our run was not working, like what Captain Buttershirt says, right? We're only getting 2 yards. So
can I go back to adversity? Just a quick one, just to with what Arthur was saying.
Yeah,
I think I still will say, as much as they didn't play through the adversity, they didn't lose their cool like teams of the past. I will give them that much. They stayed pretty much even keel. Like teams of the past, you'd see D linemen losing their cool because they're being held. You'd see, the late frustration hits, the late retaliation hits, all of that stuff. When Saskatchewan gets a first down, you notice they had that kind of stupid celebrations that I don't really like, but Lions players might have smacked their hands out of the way and passed and get a call. This game, even though they were down early and they weren't fighting as hard as we fans would like them to have, at least they didn't lose their cool. I got to give them that. I did admire that. They look like they've made progress in that department because we've seen Tehama lose it. We've seen Betts lose it. We've seen DBs lose it. We've seen O-linemen lose it. But I will give them that. They at least kept their heads there.
Yeah, good point. So Wayne says, good evening, 3 Down Bros. It was a tough game for the Lions, mainly because Trevor Harris was hot. He was.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys, but I'm a happy.
Yeah, I can see it in your picture, Wayne, but welcome. Appreciate the support.
Yeah, he was super hot. He was super
so
hot.
Saskatchewan, credit where credit is due. Saskatchewan played a great game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they deserve to win. Hard for us to say, but they did.
They were ready.
As for Lysis, so they're forcing Rourke to beat them. Yeah, that's kind of what I think so. That's kind of what Farhan was kind of asking Rourke and Buck, right? Arthur, your thoughts?
They're forcing Rourke to beat them deep.
Yes.
With a hampered oblique, with a receiving core that maybe doesn't get open deep too often.
Well,
and maybe their schemes just aren't there yet for the deep ball. But you guys mentioned the run pass option, the run. I mean, I'm refreshing the stats. Butler only had 9 touches for 30 yards from a rushing point of view.
Okay.
His longest run was 7 yards with a 3.3 average. Yeah. So apart from that 7-yard run, it was pretty bleak. So it would have been 23 yards on 8 carries. So yes, 3 yards a carry, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're 2nd and 7 most of the time, right? So terrible, right? Just obviously terrible. So they took away the RPO. They took away the run. It's easy. Their linebacking play was very good. They schemed it up really well. And then we couldn't take shots deep because we either didn't have the time or we had the wrong scheme. Or our receivers can't get open deep. If it's press man or a zone, we're not exploiting it. So Nate was like Farhan was indicating, Nate was visibly upset after the game. If you watch the Farhan cast, he probably thought that there were plays out there that he just missed.
Yeah.
I'm sure that maybe like the offensive coaches says, "Oh, this guy was open deep," and he missed throws, so
He did, yeah.
could have been a different game.
Wayne is very gracious, saying, I think the Lions will be in the playoffs and should be in second or third this year. I mean, that's what we're hoping, but it's looking very tough right now because that means that, that's Saskatchewan, Winnipeg, and Calgary that, all have beat us.
So Wayne, what's the order in the West then? If you think the Lions are second and third, I'm assuming the Riders are first for you, Wayne. But I'd like to see where you rank the other teams.
I'm guessing he would lower Winnipeg.
Maybe he's thinking Winnipeg or Calgary will fall. Maybe Calgary's caught lightning in a bottle, but
Well, let's see.
you never know. Maybe they fall off. Maybe Winnipeg falls off because Winnipeg's looking vulnerable-ish.
Yeah, vulnerable, just not when we played them. Right?
But I mean, if the Lions are second in the West this year, Wayne, I would say maybe you're drinking a little too much pill. But you're probably celebrating after the big win, so kudos to you.
Okay,
I don't even think the Lions would make second this year.
Well, I mean, that's.
Well, I think
we're
maybe
hoping.
Winnipeg's a little get a little more keyed up because they're playing Buck. You got to take that into effect. I mean, because again, they've been flat. Look, they haven't looked like Winnipeg against all the other teams they've played. Yep. Okay. House for Life is right. Yeah, it's right with Roland. That's Roland's dream right there.
I mean, it's not my dream, but that would be a wonderful game.
Yep. The BC Lions representing the East. That would be really cool.
Well, I mean, Rourke versus VA.
Yeah.
I don't know about BC representing the East, but.
But if they win, they're the Eastern champions.
I would take it because that just illustrates how some of the foolishness of the CFL rules are.
Oh, there we go. We gave
I would love it. I would love
I
it.
mean, it would be. It might.
Yeah,
it might
so
be
would
an
Luke
easier
Wilson,
path.
I'm sure.
Oh yeah, your westernmost team is representing the Eastern Division.
No.
I would love it, man, just for that novelty.
Yeah, but Blake, stats-wise, that's true. A crossover team has never made the Grey Cup.
I don't think a crossover team's ever won the first playoff game, have they?
No, I think Edmonton won the first game and then they lost the final. It was Eastern final one year.
The second most Western team. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
So what about your thoughts on offense, Roland? Or was that part of your high level? I don't know.
Well, I think Farhan has mentioned this a few times too, and I agree. Our offense goes the way Nathan Rourke goes. If he's on, then our offense does well. If he's off, our offense goes off. And I don't want to blame Rourke, but he had an off night. It was an off night for him, so our offense was off, right? Justin McInnes, 7 targets, only 1 reception. Something's wrong. Like, no one said anything about injuries, but something's wrong, right? That's not typical of him, right? So if one of our biggest weapons is kind of not there, we take a big hit too, right?
When your best players aren't your best players,
Yeah.
Roland.
Blake says yes, at least 3 teams have, including the Lions. Okay, this crossover. Okay, Wayne gave his answer. I think it's the Riders, Stamps, Lions, Bombers, and
Elkimos.
Okay,
So he thinks the Bombers are gonna fall off.
Which is a possibility, but they still have the season series over us. So.
Yeah, they'd really have to fall off because they've got the series season over us, and they'd have to basically not show up for the other games.
Yeah. Perry says lack of chemistry with I think you mean Rourke, right? Or maybe this is spell check between Rourke and Justin. Like none. I mean, they had it at the beginning of the season, but the last 2 games, it just wasn't happening. So.
Well, I think teams are scheming to take that guy away, but if you take
so.
that guy away, someone else is going to be open. Like again, now they found Barry Hill more, they found Eberhard a little bit more, Katoy, right? I mean, you want to get the ball to Katoy and let him run over some people. Again, that's no different than a running game, really. Have him just what do they call it? Yards after beatdown, right? Like beat him with the.
Yeah.
But
Blake says Lions beat the Ticats and then got pummeled by the Owls in 2009, 2000. And yeah, I remember that. Perry says bring Vernon back. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen, Perry.
Perry, don't stop stirring the pot, man.
I am a big VA fan, but I think I am very happy for where he is. You know, it's amazing what the Calgary has done, right? They bring in a new QB. You know, half the team's gone. They have and then they're gelling like crazy.
it's the defense. Defense wins. Telling you.
Perry.
All right, so that's offense. Let's go with defense. Okay, one more comment from Daniel. Lions were not prepared. Buck has to learn every week to prepare more than the last week.
Well, you would think he knows that from being in Winnipeg because they always look offensively prepared in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thoughts on defense? Let's start with Arthur.
Well, I mean, my keys to the game for yesterday was that improved linebacker play. You know, they needed to support the run, and then in passing downs, drop in that zone and take away all the underneath stuff, right? And well, I think they were really concerned to not let Ouellette beat them badly 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
But obviously they weren't. It was. It's hard to come to words how, like, yeah, I get it. Trevor Harris was hot, but man, it was like almost uncontested. Some of those throws, those throws and catches are uncontested, and it's like
there's no pressure. We couldn't apply any pressure at all.
Yeah, we couldn't get pressure. The secondary, the DBs, you know, maybe this is perfect patterns. They did an out and then a perfect throw and then a perfect position, and the DB can't catch up, right? So, yeah. So, you like to see them impose some more physicality at the start of the game to show that they're not going to get run over, and they just got run over. It probably energized the Riders, right, Greg? I mean, 17 points allowed in one quarter. I was like, oh my goodness, they're gonna drop 50, 60 on us, right? And then they just got, hey, they're got a huge lead. They can take chances, right? And they executed very well. Lions, on the other hand, didn't do enough to disrupt that that Rider offense. So, and it's hard to pinpoint where things really broke down. It's because the pass rush, it was poor effort on the secondary. Maybe it's complementary defeat on the defense this past week. Oh, yeah.
I both. I think it's both. So that's why it's spiraling downwards. Right? Yeah. So here it says how many sacks yesterday? It was 1 sack for Saskatchewan, 0 for us.
Yeah.
No,
one sack allowed. 1 sack allowed.
No, but I thought Ture got one on Harris.
Yeah, that should have showed, but I guess the final stats don't have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it a penalty on that play?
No, I don't. Well, again, I was out in the concourse, so I saw him. I saw him like just literally. But anyway.
Yeah, that should have been a sack. That should have been a sack for us.
Okay.
Wayne says he'd love to see us beat the Stamps. I mean, the positive thing is we're not playing Calgary till later in the season, so hopefully we might have figured them out by then. That's what I'm hoping for, because they look hot right now. Has for Life says, I think receivers were open before a pass rush was possible in the first Q.
Well, we're giving such a big cushion, but anyway, I'll wait. I'll wait my turn.
All right. Terry says, bring back Tyrone Cruz.
Ty Cruz? Yeah, well, I got some other linebackers. We could bring back the one we took a picture with first, but I'll bite my tongue.
All right. So okay. Human says fire Benny. Okay, he's going one step beyond you, Greg. Okay, Greg, thoughts on defense, and then I want to circle back to something that we talked about before the show, but let's go, Greg. Defense.
Okay, defense. I want some listeners to, if they want to give me some feedback here. I got two things. Number one, they were overconfident. They believed their press clippings from the Edmonton game, and I swear that's how they were playing. They let that creep in and figured that effort was enough. And the second great thing is the defense needs to learn how to spell. The quarterback in Edmonton's name is spelled TRE. And they probably thought that was the quarterback in Saskatchewan, TRE. They forgot there's a VOR after that and thought Trey and Trevor were the same thing, and they're not, because Trevor proved to them how vulnerable and how not up to par they were or they are, because they looked a step behind, one step behind and two steps out to lunch, because they did not know where they should have been. They did not know how to close. They looked really slow to react. They looked lethargic yesterday. I don't want to say confused, but they looked lethargic. And the pass rush, they were back to that same old. Our defensive ends, our rush ends, were taking that same A gap angle every time. They get bunched up with our two defensive tackles, and now they're just closed up into a nice little bundle. Trevor Harris had all day to have a cup of coffee, have a sandwich, and then throw the ball. And it's not like the receivers could run around and get open. They ran their pattern and sat there waiting for the ball. They sat there. It's not like the slants, they caught them on the fly. I get it. But those curls on the outside, they sat there and had to wait, and the ball was already on the way. Whereas when we did those curls, it's like Rourke was throwing the ball after the pattern was done, which gave the Saskatchewan D guys time to be there. But yeah, our D was just, they forgot who the quarterback was. Honestly,
Rourke had more pressure, right? So
oh yeah,
his timing is off. And Paris says, I was so depressed by the effort. I ate a dozen figs by halftime. That's great.
So I know what you were doing after those dozen figs, and that's exactly what the Lions did, Perry. After you ate a dozen figs, yeah, the Lions defibered. I guarantee they defibered the bed.
So
but yeah, defensively not good enough, because they weren't. And again, we complained about this last year when RP was the defensive coordinator. There was no adjustment, and it did not look like there was any adjustment until Saskatchewan decided to back off the gas pedal.
Yeah. So Andrew says Betts is the highest paid defensive player in the league and is not impactful enough. Blake adds on, Betts needs to go too. You can clean house year after year, but eventually the players need to take accountability.
Well, I would go back to Betts not impactful enough. He's just not impactful, period.
Wayne says, wow, Greg, you're really tough on the Lions. I guess if I was in your place, I'd feel the same about my team.
Perry They've been getting my season ticket money for I don't know how many decades, man. So I've earned it.
Yeah, Betts. Okay, actually, let's jump into what Arthur was talking about before the live stream started.
Let's bring on the listeners.
About Betts, Betts a highly paid player, not performing to the level. Arthur, you wanna?
I'm starting to question the procurement of this team. Not really starting. I'm almost openly questioning it now. Who you keep, who you can't bring in to get better, like Betts is whether highest pace or top 3, right? Paid player. Yeah. Yesterday he had 1 tackle. Not good enough. Whether he's being double teamed, whether he's being schemed out, whether they're running out the other way, but he has to be your best players have to be your best players. He has to be more impactful. Maybe this regime in the former regime, and then, I mean some of the head office guys are still there. We're just not getting enough talent to come in. We're picking up some, like we pick up Mika Alway, right? So everyone, we all think, okay, that's a good pickup. What does Calgary do? They bring in, before bringing in Wilson and Big Hill from Winnipeg, but those were late season, like they were early season additions. Through training camp, they already decided, okay, we're going to move away from Alway. We're going to trade away Judge. We're going to revamp our defense. And look at that procurement job. They went with non-name players, and now they've supplemented with some bombers, right? but they procured a much better defense. And you can't say that like our procurement has really netted us a lot lately. We had a golden age where we picked up bets, and he performed really well. We grabbed Nate in the second round. He did really well. We had Halatic. It was like I think a mid-round pick, and he performed. And we picked up on the guys, but we're resting on those laurels. We've peaked around 3-4 years ago, and we thought maybe we needed that, and we were butting heads with Winnipeg in the Western Final. Now we regressed. Last year we're the third best team in the West, and this year it's looking like we're like the fourth best team in the West. I mean, I'm just glad there's Edmonton in our division because, well, we can beat them.
You know my
But
mom's
that's it.
listening tonight, right,
That's
Arthur?
it.
Arthur, you know my mom's listening tonight, right?
I know.
Sorry, Greg's mom. But
Sorry,
that's
sorry,
the truth.
Marilyn.
We
But I
don't
mean,
do that.
that's so to me is I'm starting to like, okay, where is our reinforcements? We don't have a punt returner, right, Greg?
We haven't had a punt returner since the number that's on your jersey, dude. That specialty that return game is, I don't know.
And
I
where's
would-
our backup quarterback?
Yeah, we don't have one of those either.
You don't have a backup.
Okay, so I mean, so like I'm like, where's our dynamic playmakers on defense? We're like worse in the turnover ratio. We need more dynamic players on defense to make a difference.
Well, let's ask our listeners out there or our followers. Well, I don't even. I'm old here, but have you guys ever seen a more polite set of linebackers than the Lions ones? Out of the whole entirely, Dante Williams, or I'm gonna try to pronounce it. I think it's Deontay. He went. There's that little tweet saying he is the hardest hitting linebacker in the league. We saw what he can do against number 86 in Edmonton, but we didn't see him lay a hit on anybody. He was chasing receivers yesterday coming across the middle. Scheme it that he can let them know he is in the middle or in that area of the field so they don't come there. There was never ever the fear of going to the well once too often. And I'm sorry, Ben, all due respect to Ben Hladek, he is generally there in the spot when he needs to be and arrives right as the ball does. But please stop putting the players down so politely with a gentle tackle. You're a linebacker. Tee off on somebody, please. Sorry, I just had to say that because we've got polite linebackers.
All right, so
let's go back.
Roland's
to,
going to rebut what I
yeah,
say.
Let's go back to what Arthur's talking about. So I agree with what Arthur's saying. We have been as a team regressing. We're not getting better year after year.
Nope.
So I agree with that. I agree that our players are not performing to their potential. We see that, right? We see Betts is not performing to his potential. Even Rourke is not performing to his potential. That year where he was on track to beat every single record. We haven't seen that. I mean, we've seen the flashes, but we haven't seen that. Our veterans are not performing to their potential, like Gary Peters. So Arthur thinks that the issue is with the procurement.
Or talent evaluation. Talent evaluation.
So I'm not sure. Could it be that there's something wrong within the organization where our players just can't perform to their full potential? I mean, look at how VA is doing now in Calgary, and he's not the first player that left BC and suddenly is playing better than they were when they were with us in BC, right? Could it be? Is there something within our environment? And
we're the second worst rated organization according to the CFLPA in terms of player morale, like the facilities and like game, like support and things like that. And Calgary was the worst, by the way. No hot meals.
Okay.
Maybe VA is buying hot meals for everybody.
Hot meals for everyone. So I don't know. Like we switch head coaches and like for so many years we keep saying that when the players leave BC they end up doing better. So my fear, and I don't know what that is. If we can put a finger on it, then we know what to fix. But my fear is that, if we say, okay, it's player recruitment, and we recruit good players, they're going to fall into the same trap, and instead of performing at 100%, they'll be performing at 60%. And I don't want that to happen, right? So I don't know.
Let's go through our offense and defense, Roland. How many players have changed from Rick C to Buck Pierce? Starting players. James Butler,
Yeah.
the right guard who's injured.
Yeah.
The receivers are the same, except receivers are the same, right?
Yep.
Defense, Carter's new.
Because they basically Carter replaces Perryman.
Carter's new. I think one D tackle. Mikael Alway. That's it.
Dante Williams,
yes. That's it.
How about our young receivers like Barry Hill?
This is their third. This is second, third year. They gotta do something, right? This is the year. They have the gap. I mean, looks like they're taking that step.
but again, if they're not schemed, and I mean, this was my complaint about Lucky. If they're not schemed in, you don't know if they're able to take that step or not. Right? Like now they're trying to feature Barry Hill a little bit more. Now you can see if he can take that step. I still don't know if he's a deep threat.
So, but my point being, there hasn't been a lot of change on the starting.
No, personnel, no. You are correct.
So that talent evaluation, I don't know if it's on par. Maybe they thought the Lions were better than they were, and we're going the wrong way. I mean, I know it's early, 7 weeks into a regime. We haven't had a bye week.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not sounding the panic. I'm not pushing the panic button, but it's not looking good right now, especially when you see other teams make radical changes to their roster and get much better. Now, some teams could make radical changes, like Toronto made radical changes to their roster and they're 1-5, and so is Edmonton. So
but
it can go either way, right?
in Toronto's case, though, I will say from what I'd see, not researching it deeply, just from what I see on the surface, Toronto's radical changes were like almost salary dumps, and I think they got rid of impact players and.
Well, they couldn't afford them. Well, they won second Grey Cup in 3 years, but then of course Chad Kelly's been out the whole year.
You mean the quarterback should not be named? Come on.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry,
guys.
Thank you, Daniel. It is prep, but again, I don't know if it's all the coach's fault because again, these guys should know to get themselves ready anyway.
I mean,
right?
We have a new head coach now too. So, but Q-Man agrees with Arthur. He says it's recruiting. Camp was awful for competition. Hasler left. How long has current GM been in BC? Is it the?
So Rick Maynard's first year, but he was like an assistant GM for 2-3 years before.
Yeah. Andrew says moving the training facility out of the hood could be a good start. Okay, Blake says it's Rick Maynard's first year, but yeah, he's been around.
But he was like the director of player personnel the previous year,
and he was also U.S.
So he was always bringing people in anyways. Just that Cameron wouldn't use them sometimes.
Yeah.
But now, I mean.
So huge Ben, very radical idea. Got to come to terms with the fact that Nathan Rourke is really good, but he's not generational like we thought. Trade him at the deadline and dump the salary. We need cap space.
Oh my goodness, sounds like a hockey move. Hey, but it's different in football.
But Blake says, "Come on, that's not happening."
Yeah.
You need to be able to manage your cap. I know the politics of the dance.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah. No way. I'm not gonna do that.
I'd rather start Sean White at QB. That's for you, Blake.
Okay. Perry said, I guess responding to what Greg said earlier. Blake says 1-6. I guess that would be our record with Mazzoli.
Yeah.
Daniel says, yes, they should, but coach's job is to make changes on prep.
Yes, change it to, again. I think what Daniel said was adjustments, in-game adjustments, right?
Okay. Perry says, Greg, you're always angry with our D.
True. That's 100%
I'm a defensive
Perry.
guy, man.
True.
Okay, again.
No, special teams too. Special teams too. He's always angry with special teams.
I'm beyond angry with special teams. Okay, no, and I did say this yesterday when we get to the next part of our show. I have been, at the very least, content with our special teams coverage unit.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
they give up a chunk play sometimes when it's like, oh crap, we just told the momentum away. Now you give up a 60-yard return, but generally the D bails them out. But generally, Patrice Rene has been down there, and there have been times he's been mugged, all that. But 7 was not Blake. I used to like you, Blake.
Hey,
I wouldn't give him good.
that doesn't count because he was playing for the Bombers at that time. So, and I was kind of happy he fumbled when he was playing with Winnipeg.
No, I think he's talking 7 as in McGee, not 7 as in Lucky.
Oh,
McGee, yeah, McGee.
oh.
I mean,
I thought he was...
McGee. I'm sorry, he's not a returner. That guy's got no speed, vision. He got
a touchdown
nothing.
that was called back last week.
Yeah, right. on the phantom call, but again, they all let up because they knew there was a flag.
Greg is not cutting any slack, man.
No.
They shouldn't be letting up because they don't know what that flag is.
Right.
Well, most likely it's a 95% chance.
Yeah.
It's against the Lions, and come on.
Okay.
But
no,
I'm sorry.
He had returned yesterday. He did. Huh? Okay.
He had a fumble. He had to make up. That's not making it even, right, Greg?
But I'm sorry, a 30-yard return with a bunch of 8-yard returns, 5-yard. No, sorry. We need impact on special team return, and we haven't had that in decades.
Yeah. So Wayne says, "I'm sorry, guys. You really helped the Stamps with a couple of first-round picks, and of course VA. We did."
Yeah, the first-round picks I think were our salary cap penalty, right?
That's another asinine, complete asinine CFL rule. Come on, guys, that's asinine. Stupid.
You're being too kind on that one, Arthur.
Okay,
I don't think asinine.
Here's a question from Wayne. Do you guys think you would have been better with VA?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Should I have thought? No.
I mean, I love VA and he's doing really well, but Rourke was the right call. To sticking with Rourke was the right call. I mean, we had a show last year, right, where we were all kind of soul searching, and we didn't want to let VA go, but we knew, at least I knew. I think that two of you did too. That was the right call, right?
No, there's no way you can keep them both.
Yeah.
On the. And we don't have the receivers that Calgary does. Hate to break it to you guys. We don't have.
You don't think McInnes can go toe to toe with any of the Calgary's receivers?
I think Philpott is better dynamically deep, and Alfred is better dynamically. And Bagleton's not even playing, and they're doing this with. So Bagleton and Hatcher cancel each other out. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Agreed. Fair. Because Bagleton.
So then it's McInnes versus everybody. McInnes versus Philpott.
No. I'll even go McInnes versus Moose. Moose is a rookie.
Okay,
this
fair.
Year, correct?
Fair.
Is he a rookie? Alfred?
He's a rookie. Number one pick overall.
So let's go height to height. Let's go apples to apples.
All right.
Height to height. He's about the same. Him and McInnes, height.
Yeah.
I would take Alfred to come down with a 50-50 ball before McInnes does, and he's got a lot more speed to get downfield than McInnes does.
Yeah.
He uses his height more explosively than McInnes does.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
I'm not saying McInnes is weak, but he's a little more graceful versus rugged. Like he's finesse versus rugged.
I would put McInnes and Hatcher up against any receivers.
We're talking that can run any route in a receiver tree. I would not.
Like, Hatcher is going back to his previous form, where we thought he was like the second coming of Burnham, right? Actually, I'm wearing Burnham's shirt, right? So, right. So we saw his ability to do that, and last year he was off, right? Hatcher was off last year, but he's coming back to that. And if McInnes is hurt, then a healthy McInnes, is lights out. We saw that too. So
but if they scheme McInnes away, or I'm saying if we're going receiver to receiver, then come on, our receiver is better than Calgary. Rhymes could even make our team. Well, Rhymes doesn't look to be a difference maker in Calgary either.
He's like their number 4 receiver, but they have injuries now. So Barnes is out too. So Barnes and Bagleton are out, and they're still
Dyson.
Yeah,
they're still doing really well. I mean, they're getting open. I don't know how it is.
Yeah, I don't think the issue is our receivers are lesser in talent than Calgary's. I think the difference is that VA is hot.
And I would say the receivers are different in talent, but again, if you're going to go receiver to receiver on ability, McInnes and Hatcher versus Alford and Philpott.
Well, I mean,
They both our receivers lose in the speed department right away.
for sure. I mean, again, your best receiver is Bigleton, and he's out. So Bigleton matches up with Hatcher.
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay, so I mean, when Bigleton is back, it's a really good discussion.
I think I think the difference maker here is that they have a hot receiver. I mean, a hot quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah.
When Rourke was hot a couple of years ago, any receiver can catch those his balls, right? So it you know, a good quarterback makes the receivers look better too. And our receivers don't look that good right now because Rourke is not 100%. He's not performing at his true potential.
But I think the scheme flatters Calgary's receivers' talent. Maybe they're schemed up better for their abilities than ours are being schemed up.
A first-year OC
No, well,
in Calgary.
One
and
catch
and a seasoned OC in Buck here in BC.
So there's something is off, right? Buck should be able to the way he ran the Winnipeg offense, you know, dominant offense. So something's not adding up, right?
It's on his team yet. It's not his players. He needs to. He has to change over more players, right?
Maybe
There was not enough change from last year to this year in terms of the starting players.
Yeah,
He needs more
something's
rotation.
missing.
I would still like to see more nastiness on the O line.
Yeah.
Our O line plays a little bit better,
Yeah.
but I would still like to see some nastiness. You look at what Saskatchewan's O line did. The minute we were able to stuff Kadeem Carey and stuff Ouellette, like give him minimal yardage, and we had like 4 or 5 guys. Those Saskatchewan linemen were there pulling our guys off to get their guy out. I have yet to see the aggressiveness in our O line that some of the other teams in the league have. The play is better, but it's still not that Rob Murphy nasty like it used to be or needs to be.
So Perry says Buck has to do better. Blake says by the time we play Calgary, they will be 4th. The Lions 1.
What?
Okay, I like that.
Blake, what are you drinking, man?
Wow.
Lay off the Jack Daniels there, Blake.
It's the Ladner Air, Blake.
Whoa.
And it says Buck is learning. Unfortunately, this might be a learning season for Buck. Yeah.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Yeah,
You
as
know,
good
like-
an OC as he was, maybe head coach is not.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it's on his team, right? He has a certain theme, but they didn't make enough changes. I mean, they were not a physical team last year. We outlined how many changes there were, and you can only have so much initial personal growth. They might have to get new players.
Yeah. Oh, Kuman says our O line is fine. Least sacks in the league.
Well, I said their plays better. I would like to see more nastiness. That bully ball that we've talked about.
Yeah.
They don't have that nasty "we dare you" swagger yet.
So pass protection. So that means pass protection. They're really good. In terms of,
I would say
opening
they're
up
better. I
holes-
wouldn't say really good. I don't know.
We
Well,
need to see the
least
stats
sacks.
on how many times that the QB hurries, right?
Least sacks.
Yeah.
But in terms of opening up holes for the run, I don't think they're near the top. I think they're just
No.
average.
I think average a little too much credit.
Average too much credit. I mean, it's a 9-team league. I mean,
Well, I'm saying 4.5.
average is 5th best. So it's a 9-team league, man. You could then tell me 4 teams that are worse.
So Has for Less says to Greg, several minutes behind. I think our last big kick returner was 2007 Ian Smart.
Oh, you go with Ian Smart over Lucky Whitehead? Well, Ian wasn't bad. Ian wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But he didn't strike fear into my heart.
Blake says Calgary are pretenders.
Well, they're doing a really good job fooling
Yeah.
the league right now, man.
And Wade says I'm a fan of Blake. Yeah, who would have thought, right? Calgary was like at the bottom of the league last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they revamped the defense and that one little quarterback. Right?
Both Arthur and I at the beginning of the season predicted that the coach most likely to be fired would be Dave Dickinson.
Yeah, it's not looking.
That's not going to happen.
That's not looking.
Mine's
good.
looking pretty good.
They changed both OCs. They changed everyone. All the coordinators got changed. Like it was a complete revamp. And I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be like struggling. They catch lightning in a bottle. One hot quarterback with impeccable intangibles, like leadership skills, rallies the whole team and energizes that defense.
Okay, Blake. We
Daniel had to sign off. We should say goodbye to Daniel, and thanks for listening.
Yeah,
he's got to take off.
Daniel. But Blake says, we talked about this too. Like when VA was here, he was hot and cold. When he's hot, he's really hot, and then when he's cold, he's really off, right?
He had a 5-1 start last year too.
Yeah, so this might still happen to Calgary, and so
a 1-5. Yeah, actually, this is exactly. He lost the first one, then we went 5 in a row, and I think they lost their first one in Calgary and have gone wins in a row too, right?
Yeah. They lost 3, and then it was a struggle. Then he got injured. Yeah, he was injured.
Because everybody figured out the defense. Calgary figured out the defense to confuse VA. Then he got hurt.
Yeah. Absolutely terrible.
So this, I mean, I like VA, but we've seen how like he might still go cold, right? Captain Buttershirt gonna chuck some of off-topic comments. No need to highlight. Not sure what that refers to.
Yeah, Chuck or some off topic. Chuck out.
Check out. He's gonna check out some stuff.
Check out. Okay. Q-Man says one bad Rourke game is skies falling. Okay, that's true. Well,
I am
it's not just
actually
one game, but
I'm analyzing the schedule coming up. Okay, so we're at home against Hamilton. We have a bye. Then we're at Hamilton. Then we could win 3 in a row after that. So if we can get one win against Hamilton.
Okay, we're back to back with Hamilton, right?
Yeah.
Home and home. Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're home and home. Then where Montreal comes to BC.
Yeah.
Then we go to Toronto. So Davis Alexander now on the 6-game injured list.
Did he did retweak that hammy then? Because he grabbed it on that
so he's on the 6th game.
Wow.
So that's 3 weeks from now. They may bring him out early, right? But it's I think it's only 4 weeks, so he might not be in that game. Okay, so BC at Toronto, so Montreal at BC, BC at Toronto, BC at Ottawa, Ottawa at BC. So I could see after the Hamilton home and away, if you can get one win, you could get 4 straight wins.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
Potentially 4 straight wins. And then you face Calgary, Toronto, Edmonton, Saskatchewan. So you could turn it around.
Yeah.
I mean, they need a bye in the worst way. Just to, kind of reset.
True.
Okay, let's practice. What are our schemes? What are they doing to us? They need that 1 week kind of extended break.
Depends if Kelly is back or not. I don't know. The way Toronto is playing, I'm not sure if Kelly coming back.
They're giving up a lot of points on defense.
Yeah, because that D just doesn't have the personnel it did.
McManus was out for a number of weeks. Now he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Blake says at worst 4-2.
Yeah. And then then they're above 500, feeling better, and then let's see what happens against Calgary. Maybe the fight for 3rd place is on against Calgary at that point.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I said earlier, Rourke bad game equals 347 yards.
Oh, come on, Blake.
Well, but,
Score fix, man.
That's the last quarter.
And the one interception again was a tip ball.
Yeah. And Wayne says, I do think Calgary will have some hard times yet. Yeah. I mean, if VA can maintain this top level performance, then kudos on him. But we haven't seen him do that with us here in BC, right?
Most of the starting quarterbacks have been knocked out due to injury, except for 3 teams. Calgary, Hamilton, and Edmonton.
Yeah. Blake says, Arthur, you're conceding 1st and 2nd after week 7.
Yeah, I am. We lost the season series against Saskatchewan.
And Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Saskatchewan now is what? 5-1.
Yep. Calgary is 5-1, 4-1, 4-1.
So we're gonna have to get 2 more points than Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
and they're 4 games above 500, and we're 1 game below 500. Okay. So we have to win 5 more games than Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. So what? Winnipeg was 1-5 last year.
Yeah.
But that's because the Lions imploded.
Well,
Because
I guess any of these teams can implode too. So that's
well, as
possible.
number one is you got you get your starting quarterback knocked out, and then I don't know what happened in the organization, but a lot of things was starting to rot. This is what Greg is getting at, right? There's something.
What I'm
Greg and
getting
Roland. Well, you guys are saying there's something within the organization
at? I didn't say
that
that.
our
That's Roland.
players,
said that,
yeah, that our best players are not producing at what they should be producing,
Yeah.
at what they're
we
being
know-
paid,
what we-
or
and
yeah,
what we know they're capable of, right?
and that they've performed in the past, but they're not
Yes.
performing. You can say this year's, apart from some glimpses this year, and then the second half of last year, glimpses.
Yeah. So Jeanette says they have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off from practice. So maybe that'll give them a break to recoup. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully that'll help. Blake says the Lions have a better quarterback.
Dan.
Wayne says we're tied with Calgary. Oh, he's talking about the Riders, the 5-1 guys. Yeah.
Oh, Calgary is 5-1. Okay. I thought they're 4-1.
Yeah.
So
The Riders are 5-1. So there's no way we're catching Saskatchewan first in the West.
I don't even think we're going to catch Saskatchewan for second. But anyway.
Or yeah, well, anyways, but yeah, we're not catching Calgary. I mean, we're not catching Saskatchewan.
yes, Saskatchewan. Yes, we got that. we don't. We know BC is not 5-1. So Cuman says no. We need to practice more. Okay, so responding to Jeanette.
Maybe they don't practice hard enough. Maybe they take it easy and practice against each
Saskatchewan
other. Who
this
knows?
week or last week after the loss to Calgary, they practiced with their pads on and they were hitting.
But a lot of their key players were not practicing because I was reading that like Sales sat out a lot, Milligan sat out some, Thurman sat out some. But
Yeah. Cuman says only way we catch Saskatchewan is Harris gets hurt. I mean, we don't want to wish harm on anyone, but yeah.
I think he was hurt already, wasn't he?
He was hurt already. He
the
missed.
game against Calgary was his first game back after injury.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, Jeanette says their practices are shockingly short. Actually, talking about the Riders, I think.
No, I think she's talking about the Lions.
Okay.
Because when we look at the schedule, they're on the field for maybe an hour and a half, and then there's film time.
The execution is off. They need to practice more. Something's up. Something's up with the execution.
Are we talking defense or offense or both?
Everything.
Everything.
Even especially special teams on the return game, right, Greg? Something's not right.
Something's not right.
Something is totally not right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is 2-hour practices. Okay, so I guess we're talking about BC. Lake says it's 2 games. Saskatchewan and Calgary play 2 more times. Sask and Winnipeg play twice. Hopefully, no one in the organization sees this, but practice was atrocious when I went.
Yeah, it's yeah. Well, we were there. We went after my knee surgery. We went to go watch that one practice. It's
Human says
You-
practice are way better under Buck. No wasted time.
Yeah, I would think so.
well, the players seem to have bought into the buckness of the whole thing, but we'll I don't know. There's something we can't put our finger on, but
Yeah. Okay, let's go to Arthur's questions. It's 9:34.
All right.
Arthur's questions and predictions.
Roland is a proud Canadian.
Is Everhart Canadian?
No.
although I'm sure he would love to. He qualifies to be Canadian
Oh
though.
boy.
Because he was our best player.
So Roland, who is your Canadian player of the game?
Actually, I didn't have it. I was so
Blake, you're starting to
depressed.
sound like Arthur.
I was so depressed I didn't even have the chance to look at that.
You're true. You're right, Blake. You're right. But
Yeah.
we gotta do podcasts every week until Labor Day. So. But you're true. It's all that matters. But I mean, you like to have home field You know, you want to make it good for Mr. Doman
Yes.
that you can get a home date, right? But
Okay, Blake's Canadian was Patrice Rene, who was at the Bandits game today. What was his stats?
I don't
He's
think
got
as
nothing.
much there.
Or 3, he's got, what's an STT?
An SDT,
STT.
special teams tackle.
Oh, okay. So he's got 3 of those. That's his own.
Wow,
stat.
that might be your choice, man. That might be your choice.
Blake says, as do I. 2 of my 3 co-hosts aren't Lions fans. That makes it worse. Yes. Has realized they'll get hot right as they enter that Eastern crossover spot. Okay. That's hoping. It might be an easier path, actually.
Roland, so
Oh.
Ben Haladic had 7 defensive tackles.
But again, do we want an asterisk beside our name that we went? If you want to prove to be a champion, you got to go the way you got to go. Sorry.
And Christophe Beaulieu had 3 tackles.
Yeah, so then I guess we'll go with Ben Haladic. 7.
Yeah, because
tackles.
Christophe Beaulieu also got torched.
Well, I mean,
They all did, right? So,
yeah, when you're the safety, you're going to get torched, right?
yeah. Okay, STT,
Yeah.
special teams tackle.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. Wait,
I-
I see that you guys aren't any different than Rider fans when the team isn't playing well. Okay.
No,
Are you saying
I'm
that
just
we're
I'm
fair-
just
fair
as
Rider
critical and
fans?
heated.
Okay.
Ask Arthur. I'm always cranky, even if we win.
But no, I think we're different than Rider fans. Is the backup quarterback is not the most popular person in the province. Okay, so that is totally not us, Wayne. We do not like the backup quarterback that much. All right,
We
All
do. He's a good guy. Our QB2 is a good guy, but
but that's Saskatchewan, right? They always think that the backup quarterback should be playing. Maybe not this year.
All right. Okay,
All right.
Let's go with Arthur.
Greg, who is your I mean, we all know where this is going. Who is your unsung hero of the game?
mom, number 19, mom, if you're watching, it is our boy Aiden Eberhardt, because he got us on the board. He gave us some hope. He gave us some light. And he scored 2 touchdowns. It's about time they looked his way in again. And he took another crown to the chin hit, which
Big
went
hit.
undetected.
Yeah.
He
took that
he got
shot,
up.
And he got up, straightened his helmet, got up, went back to the huddle, and gutted it out. That player has got pugnacity in spades. He's got Brian Burnham toughness and guts in spades, and he grits his way. I mean, that catch he made on the first touchdown, he fought his way in there.
He did. He ran
And
around those
again,
2
he was
guys.
nicely open on that second one. They just got to start looking at it, because if they're going to take McInnes and Hatcher away, you got to start looking Barry Hill, Katoy, and Eberhardt. So, yes, my unsung hero, I think I've had that now for a few games, because he's doing his job when called upon. And that's hard, because if you're not targeted and all of a sudden you are targeted, he still shows up. He still makes the play.
Yeah.
He's consistent.
It's well deserved. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So hashtag 19.
All right. Wayne says we're not that excited about Jake Meyer.
Yeah.
Though we're hopeful.
It's more of a jab in the past.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Austin, Burgess, those guys.
He still outplayed our QB2. So. Right. So.
Yeah, let's not throw late to the wide side of the field. Yeah, let's not do that. All right. So this was hard for me. The big picture moment, because I mean I was like, what? And I'm like, okay, anyone they brought in, any kind of coaching scheme, nothing worked. I mean, like defensively, really nothing worked until the fourth quarter. But I was playing more Riders, like, okay, well, let's just run the ball and let's not turn the ball over, right? Because we're up like 3 scores. Who cares, right? So I can't. I was searching long and hard, and it's a cop out. With a 47-yard field goal, the Lions brought back Shaun White for another year. So 47 yards in the dome with the roof open. He was 1 for 1 for 47 yards. That is the best big picture moment, because they couldn't stick with the run. Only 9 rushes. Yeah, maybe it's Rory and maybe I should say the dance team.
The dance team. Yes, they work hard. They work hard. They carry their own suitcases out of
But yeah, Sean White for me, just keeping the old veteran, the old reliable for another year. 47 yards, field goal.
Yeah.
And I'm reaching bottom of the barrel for this one, guys.
No undue respect to Sean.
No undue. I mean, that's a great field goal. You know, it was needed. I think it was needed. At
All
that
points
point.
were needed, and it still wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Tommy
Fans
Stevens.
love Tommy Stevens. White for premier, Blake says.
Of course. Did you get that jersey, Blake? Sean White jersey?
I think he said earlier that he was still waiting for it.
All right,
Says-
predictions.
All right.
Oh boy. Okay.
Well, it's going to be 6 to 10 weeks, I think, is what they're saying for jerseys. But anyway,
So we all picked the Lions to win last week or yesterday, and we all blew that one.
yep.
So, first to predict is Roland. Hamilton at BC Sunday at 4 p.m. What say you?
Very Sakaris of you.
I know. What say you?
Well,
You've
if I-
picked BC every week so far.
I'm gonna get it right one of these days.
Well, you got 3 right and 4 wrong.
So Bo Levi is hot right now, but it's hard to keep a hot streak. Right?
It's hard to keep a hot streak.
It is. It
How
is.
hard is it to keep a cold streak?
Much easier.
and they're flying all the way.
Oh, they got to fly on a plane. Oh boy,
3
poor
time
guys. Yeah, 3 time zones. Okay, you're talking yourself into picking BC. I see.
Yes. Well, we need this win. So I'll go BC. BC, I'll say 27-24.
27-24 BC. Wow. All right.
And this time in my fantasy, I'm not going to pick our top 3 receivers anymore. I'm going to pick our number 4 and number 5 because they're going to shut down our
Hey,
top 3
what have I
receivers.
been doing? What have I told you guys? Who is always in my receiving core in our CFL fantasy?
Yes, no, you're right.
And he has yet to
Everhart,
let me
yes.
down, man.
So Barry Hill and Everhart, they're going to be in, and Katoy.
So receiver 1, receiver 2, and flex.
Gregory,
Sir,
what say you for Sunday's game?
what say me is this is a must win. They
Really?
have- oh yeah, definitely. You've been mocking me because you say it's a 9-team league. No, this is a must win because you go 2 games below. No, what are we now? 1 game below 500 or 3 and 4?
1, yeah, 3 and 4.
Yeah, so 3 and 5 going into their bye week. They're going to be we have to win this game because if you want to keep people coming back in the stands, we talk about complimentary football. Well, it's complimentary business too. They need to get people in those seats.
It's
And
a must
Hamilton-
win or else, Greg, or else they miss the playoffs or what?
It's that much harder to get any momentum back because again, Hamilton's not a great draw, right? For
Yeah, I'd say,
the
yeah.
general walk-up fan in this, dare I say, and I'm gonna probably get myself on the wrong side of the track with it, but this football ignorant province because they just don't know football exists in this province.
No, we have the Whitecaps.
That's not football.
Team Canada is going to be playing the World Cup in BC Place next year. Come on, that's football.
That's not football.
Not
Not to this guy. Not to this 3-down bro.
kind of football.
But like if we want to keep 30 to 35, like 30 was a good sized crowd, but anyway, my prediction. I could go off on the rails here, but they have to win this game, and I'm gonna predict BC to win it. 33-30. Oh, wait. Hamilton's got that returner guy that we let go, correct?
Yes.
Okay, it's going to have to be 36-34 BC.
Wow. The returner makes a monumental 36-30.
4 BC. Well, the returner makes a difference. Look at their returner. Look at our returner. That's all I need to say. Where's Blake? Compare Wooden to 7. Yes, it is. Yes, it is a long day. Because we came that way on the yes. because we know how long a day that is. Remember, we got the first
It
ferry to
is,
get
yeah.
over there for that game in Victoria. So I hear Habs fan.
Yeah. Q-Man says no way Rourke has two bad games in a row. The way he took it on his shoulders, like after the game, like the post-game interviews, he's
Human, I'm not worried about Rourke. I'm worried about our secondary. Let's see if they're as competitive as Rourke is. Exactly. So Blake, that's why it's going to be a track meet because as good as our special teams coverage has been, Wooden can flip that. So,
All right, now it's to me.
oh yeah, North Island, attaboy, Habs, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
30-26.
He's grinding those gears, bro. Can you smell the smoke?
BC.
He wants to say BC, but
BC.
yeah.
36-20, 36-26 BC.
Okay.
I mean, if it was on the road, they'd lose it for sure, but they're at home. So
I don't know. I like their chances on the road better.
well, I mean, that gets me another rant.
Yes.
When was the last time they won a big game at home after Labor Day?
Oh, we were talking about that before going on the air.
Apart from the Western semifinals against Calgary, which they overmatch in the past.
But that was the game where Bagleton opened up with that big deep bomb. We thought, that was the game that we lost that player. That's right, when
Halana
Logan
got
and that
run
player,
over.
they collided. And
Oh, that special teams play, yeah.
yeah.
I
Logan
mean, they
I can't recall with them winning a big game since Labor Day.
they have to. It's not good for the crowd. It's not good for the walk-up crowd, right? So they need to play better at home, but.
It's okay, Blake. I'm falling behind in our fantasy between me, Greg, and Arthur because I keep picking BC and they keep picking all these other players, and I'm way behind now. You know,
I have at least
Hatcher and
three.
McInnes and
I have at least 3 BC players always in my fantasy, just different positions.
all
All
right.
right, that's it for that.
So I guess that's it for our show tonight. Yeah, we went a little bit over time, but thanks for hanging with us. It was great chatting with you guys. It's always good to chat after a loss because you need to get this off our chest. But looking forward to this next game. Hopefully, we'll be able to turn it around, get back on the winning column. All right, thanks, guys. Oh, Greg, you had something you wanted to
Yeah,
show quickly.
yeah. So we've been
bring it
asked
up.
by an industry specialist in the travel industry that was able to put us on a Lions cruise. He is offering this end zones and bases. It's a fan trip, a sports trip through Pittsburgh for a Pitt NCAA game, followed by a Steelers Seahawk game, followed
yeah.
by a Pittsburgh Pirate Major League game, and it departs Vancouver, and it's Friday to Monday. The price includes all tickets, transfers, and hotel. And these trips are awesome. Again, I can't say enough about the cruise that we went on. So this guy is very good at what he does, Neil. So please, if you're interested, tag us on or contact us through whatever methods we have, Ro. And we'll need you to mention 3 Down Bros, and that'll get you guys a really good deal to this. But let us know if you're interested, and we'll hook you up with Neil and get you guys on a really good sports trip.
All right. Awesome.
Football and baseball. NCAA is a great atmosphere.
Okay, awesome. Great. Thanks, Greg. So, yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know, and Greg can give you the details. Awesome. Have a great night, guys, and a great week this week, and we'll see you next weekend. Oh, next weekend, the game is on Sunday, so we won't be able to make it back home for our show at 8:30. So for next week only, we'll be having our show on Monday.
Or we'll do it out of the back of the Uber.
Sorry, change of schedule for next week, but just for 1 week. Okay, take care, guys. Have a great evening. Okay, see you next time.
See you guys.
Bye.
Go Lions. Must win.